Well, if you've been following my channel for quite some time, you know that I like to get off the beaten path. And for sure, this is an off the beaten path type of trip. I'm heading to a small town called Santa Claus, Indiana. Now, of course, Santa Claus got my attention. I know it's a shocker, the name, ho, 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 Santa Claus, and I thought, I gotta go there, right? The town of Christmas where all the lakes around it are named like Noel or some other Christmas names. But like anytime I go any place, right, it's like, where do you stay, right? Especially when you go to some of these small rural spots. And I got extremely lucky because someone reached out to me and said, hey, we have a place and it's pretty cool and it's kind of secluded and it's in this cabin and there's woods and there's a covered bridge nearby and there's a cemetery nearby. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is Midwest small town all the way. And so we agreed, and so here I am, and I'm staying overnight here, just getting footage around the property and so forth. And we're gonna be heading to Santa Claus here in a little bit, but I thought I'd explore and definitely that covered bridge, and we're gonna go there next. These covered bridges are something else. They're pretty cool. And you know what I think about when I think of covered bridges? I think of Madison County in Iowa. Walk right across it. It's just a shame that people have got to paint on these. Man, I wish they wouldn't do that. Just think of the history that you're walking on when you're walking on these covered bridges. How neat is it that it's out here in the countryside outside of Santa Claus, Indiana? And there's so much to see in this area in southern Indiana. That's why I stopped here. Just wanted to kind of show the area, just how beautiful it is. And I was told about this covered bridge, and immediately I knew I was coming here. I wanted to get footage of it. Huffman's Mill Bridge, 1864 to 65. I'm just gonna read this. William T. Washer was contracted with Spencer and Perry counties, July 1864, to build a 148-foot yellow poplar burr arch truss bridge. Just think of the history that you're walking on when you're walking on these covered bridges. How neat is it that it's out here? Put southern Indiana on your bucket list for sure. We're heading to Santa Claus next. Made it to Santa Claus, Indiana. And with a name like Santa Claus, they can't go wrong, right? We're in the Christmas spirit 24/7, 365 days a year, right here in Santa Claus, Indiana. I love it. Hey, I stopped by next door at Santa's Toys. That grabbed my attention right away. And I was asking some of the locals, I said, what do you eat around here? They said, well, you could eat at Fat Santa's. So that's where we're going next. We're gonna get something to eat at Fat Santa's. Check out this mural behind me. Get you in the holiday spirit. Everything in this town has got like this Christmas theme to it. Even the grocery store, holiday foods. Well, it's not open till May. But if you're looking for a fun place to go, this summer, you can celebrate Christmas a little earlier in Santa Claus, Indiana. Look at this. We have a Santa's ornament shop. Santa Claus, Indiana, United States Post Office, of course. Here we are at Fat Santa's, and they have a Fat Santa special. And so I thought, let's eat at Fat Santa's. I mean, that's what you got to eat, right? All sorts of different places to stay, go, eat, play, lots to do. And I mean, this is Santa Claus, so it's all about playing, right? Got to take in that toy store too, by the way. All right, let's go get some pizza. You know, I used to do these videos a lot when I'd be traveling and showing, like, maybe there's a really cool bar and grill at a small town and I'd try like a burger. Then I kind of got away from it for a little bit because, I don't know, it kind of gets weird eating on the camera a little bit. Sometimes it can be a little messy, but for a pizza shot, we got to do it. So let's try it. Ooh, it was a difficult one to get. That's really good. Especially if you like everything on your pizza like I do. All the different meats on it. Well, actually, I'll just make it easy. The guy said it has everything but chicken. So this is the Fat Santa special. Check it out. We're here on the grounds of the Santa Claus Museum and Village. And here is the original Santa Claus post office. Dedicated to the children of the world. Well, this is a really cool place on the outside of Santa Claus, Indiana. And we're right next to Holiday World. And for some of you that didn't know what Holiday World is or was, it's this huge amusement park. There's so much to do here in Santa Claus, Indiana. But where I'm at right now, this site here, and you can see behind me here, the big statue of Santa Claus, which is in memory of all the children in the world. Really, really cool piece. And it's just so peaceful to walk around here. They have the original Santa Claus post office that was here, and you can see that. And of course, this is a Santa Claus museum right next to it and the grounds. And of course they have the Santa Claus church, which is also right behind me. And so you can see all this in Santa Claus. You got the history piece, you've got the holiday piece of celebrating Christmas, and a place called Santa Claus, Indiana. And we're not done here around Santa Claus yet, because right outside of Santa Claus, just a few miles, is Lincoln State Park. And we're gonna go there next because I want to show you that tomorrow morning. Well, good morning. We are on day 2 here of the Santa Claus, Indiana area. And today we're going to go a little outside of Santa Claus into Lincoln State Park. And this whole area here of southern Indiana has President Lincoln all over it. You can see it written on the history. You can see it written on small towns. You can see it on parks. And he grew up in this area, born in this area. And so we're gonna go to his boyhood cabin, which is gonna be at Lincoln State Park. We'll head there next. Well, right across the road from Lincoln State Park is the Lincoln Boyhood National Memorial. And the building behind me here is actually Indiana's tribute to Abraham Lincoln and his family. So it's pretty cool just kind of going around and seeing the different stone structures on the wall. And across the way here, you see this huge giant flag. We know that that is where the memorial is. So we're going to be going there next. This is the grave site of Nancy Hanks. This is Abraham Lincoln's mother's grave. Quite the tribute here in Indiana. All right, we got about a half-mile trek. See the Lincoln farm. Well, they have this really neat trail that kind of leads to the southern side of the 100-acre farm of Thomas Lincoln. That would have been Abraham Lincoln's father. So we're kind of getting close to their farm. All right, I can see the cabin right up here. So in 1933, it looks like the Lincoln cabin site was excavated. They uncovered the remains of sill logs, hearth stones, and some walls, and later the bronze fireplace and the sill log casting. And they were placed on the site to outline where the cabin stood. So this memorial here is legitimately where the cabin stood. It looks like we have a little visitor center or a replica over here. Wow. Well, this is a really neat replica farm here that they have kind of built on the grounds here. And it would have been about 100 acres. And you can walk around. They've got a beautiful trail that kind of takes you around the farm. And it's even, I think, more cool that they've got like the original cabin, or at least where the foundations would have been. And as they kind of did that archaeological dig or find or discovery, it's just kind of neat that they have it here. So right across the path, you can walk, I don't know, 30 feet maybe, and it's just right here. And they got the stone structure around it. And there it is. This would have been the exact site where Abraham Lincoln grew up here in southern Indiana.
Southern Indiana was full of surprises, from the beauty of Hoosier National Forest, the history of Abraham Lincoln, to the charm and the character of a small town like Santa Claus, Indiana. There was so much to see with little time, but that leaves more for another adventure down the road. Until next time, this is